Let me ask you something. When you leave a room, does anyone notice? Not because you announced it, not because you made a scene, but because something in the air just shifted. Because here is what nobody tells you about power, about presence, about self respect. It's not about being loud, it's not about being everywhere. It's about what happens when you're not there. And right now, a lot of you are in situations, relationships, friendship, jobs, group chats where you could disappear completely and they would not feel a thing. And that's not their problem. That's your to fix. Hey everyone, welcome back. I am your girl Swati, and today we are getting into something I have been sitting with for a while. We need to talk about absence. Not the ghosting, not the silent treatment, not the petty I'll show them kind of disappearing. I am talking about the kind of absence that speaks louder than your presence ever did. The kind that makes people realize, oh, I didn't know what I had. Because there's a massive difference between being absent and being felt. And most of us, we are doing it completely wrong. Section 1. Why you are always explaining. Here is the thing I want you to hear. You should never have to explain your absence to someone who never noticed your presence. I'm gonna say this again. You should never have to explain your absence to someone who'd have never noticed your presence. You have been conditioned, especially women, especially people who grew up as too much or not enough, to justify when you leave or when we leave. To text back with paragraphs, to over explain why we pull back, to apologize for needing space. Hey, sorry, I have been distant. I should have been going through a lot. Stop. Please stop explaining yourself. Every time you explain your absence, you are handling them a manual on how to manage you. You are teaching them that your boundaries comes with disclaimer. That your distance will always be followed by a door left open. And what does that do? It trains them to take you for granted because they know no matter how far you pull back, you will explain it, you will soften it, you will come back. The most powerful thing you can do is leave quietly and let that silence do the work. Section 2. Why your absence isn't being felt. Now, here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. If your absence isn't being felt, it's because your presence wasn't either. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm saying it because it is the most important mirror I can hold up for you today. Ask yourself honestly, when you show up, are you currently showing up or are you showing up to shrunk? Quiet, agreeable, constantly existing yourself so you don't disturb the comfort of the room. Because here's the thing, if you have been making yourself easy to ignore, if you have been the one who always adjusts, always accommodates, always make it work, then your absence doesn't disrupt anything. They just fill the space you left with something else, seamlessly. Your absence is only felt when your presence has weight. And presence has weight when you have standards, when you have a point of view, when you say no sometimes, when you are not constantly available, when you bring something to a room that the room cannot recreate without you. You cannot mean something to people you have been invisible to. Section 3. What it actually means to be felt. So what does it actually looks like? To be someone whose absence lands. It looks like being someone who means what they say. So when you go quiet, people notice because you are usually present. It looks like being someone with boundaries that are real, not the kind you announce and then fold on 2 days later, the kind that holds. So when you step back, it actually meant something. It looks like being someone who doesn't chase, who doesn't double text, who doesn't keep showing up where they are not valued and then wondering why they are not valued. It looks like being someone who is genuinely okay without the validation. Because here is the secret: the moment you stop needing to be felt, that is the exact moment you start being felt. People can sense desperation. They can sense someone who needs them to notice. And nothing neutralizes your power faster than needing someone to recognize what they have in you. You don't make your absence felt by demanding people see it. You make it felt by being so genuinely full, so rooted in yourself, then when you are not in the room is actually less. Section 4: The hard truth about who you have been. And I want to say one more thing, because this is the part some of you needed to hear but didn't know you needed to hear. Some of you kept showing up, kept giving, kept being consistent and loyal and present, and they still didn't fear, they didn't feel your absence when you finally left. And you have been asking yourself, what is wrong with me? Nothing. Love, nothing is wrong with you. Because here's the truth: you taught them how to live without you while you were still there, present. You covered for them, you filled the gaps, you did the emotional labor they never had to do. You were so busy being everything to them that when you stopped, they already had the blueprint. You didn't leave a hole, you left a fully functional system. So, if you are starting over, if you are rebuilding your standard, your voice, your presence, just know that the goal isn't to make someone regret losing you. The goal is to become someone you would be terrified to lose yourself. So we have come to the very end of the video. So here is what I want you to walk away with today. Stop explaining your absence to people who never acknowledged your presence. Start building a version of yourself that has actual weight in the room. Opinions, boundaries, standards, the ability to say no, to leave, to not chase, and to mean it. Because your absence should not require a caption. It should not come with a paragraph. It should not be a performance. It should just be a gap, a quite undeniable gap where you used to be. And they should sit with that gap and know exactly what they lost. You are not a backup options. You are not a convenience. You are someone people get to treat as optional. And the day you really truly believe that is the day you stop explaining yourself and start being unforgettable instead. Say this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, I'm forever in your corner and I'm always rooting for you. Till then, take care. I love you all.